What's up, guys and gals? It's your boy Jeff, aka the Cantonese Comic Kid, coming to you with Extreme Nerd Table, guys. Rando's gonna be joining me in a few minutes at 9:15, so I'm just getting started a little early. What's up, VV? What's up, my brother? If you guys didn't know, me and VV did a interview with Sara Frazetta last week. So if you guys haven't checked it out yet, it's in the link below. Sarah's information is in the link below. Even even VV stuff is down below. So check it out. What's up, my brother? What's up, Robert? What's up, VV? Well, let's see what I picked up this week and what I read this week. Waiting for Randall here. Well, Robert, if you want to hop in, I sent you the link, so. Well, I've actually got this from Marvelous Comics, the American edition, and VVA okayed me the German edition. So now I have two copies of this thing, so I would have to put. Actually, VV already put it on here. It's the German edition, and then I would have to put the American edition on here, so. Yeah, that's what I picked up. Then, like I was saying, if you guys haven't checked out the interview with Sara Frazetta on VV's channel, the Crumb Side. What was it? I forgot. But it's pretty much a pretty cool interview, guys. I've been hyping it up ever since we did it. But I really enjoy her. Really enjoy her. Yeah, really enjoyed it. So I'm probably gonna try to have her on my channel. Probably whenever this art book that I ordered comes in. We'll love to talk to her about it. So can't wait to see what she would say. That's what it was. On the Crumb Side of History was Sara Frazetta. So if you guys have not checked it, last week's video or this week's Cantonese Comic Wednesdays, all the little tabs actually have. All you have to do is click it, and it takes you straight to the interview. So I pretty much edited everything to actually take you to the interview. That's how much I love the interview. And I picked up something for VV, or something VV might like. I picked up. VV should know what this is. The first appearance of Red Sonja. So pretty happy to have this finally in my collection. So one of another books off my grail list. And I picked up. So I guess this thing is on the hot list now. So. Yeah, so I guess this thing is on the hot list now. But it was a actually really good read. If you guys didn't know, actually Hialeah actually did a quick little review, I think, on this so it's on his channel. Then I read Once and Future, but really enjoying Once and Future, issue 13. I actually read it. I actually read Vengeance of Vampirella. Been getting pretty interesting. Picked up these covers here. Actually read this one, Red Sonja, Mars Attacks Red Sonja. There's one panel in here that actually, one of the covers actually gives it away a little bit. So something happens to Red Sonja. If VV's reading it, VV won't like this issue pretty much. Giving her VV a heads up, you might not like this issue. Issue 4 or 4. Vengeance of Emperor Perillo cover. I actually got to read a bunch of this stuff, so I actually read all this week. Hollywood Trash issue 2. Mechs and trash cans. Mech and trash trucks, pretty much. Bad Mother was really good. Yeah, I know. Devil's Red Bride. Been pretty interesting. I'll probably pick up issue. This is issue 2, I think. I'll pick up issue 3. See if I'm gonna keep on picking it up. Sea of Sorrows. Pretty much sea creature, gold, and sailors. That's pretty much what this book's. Well, a quick little synopsis of the book. And then you guys seen on everybody else's channel, but I got an AOK from Steve. It was a Vampirella portfolio box filled with 1 in 30s, 1 in 25s. So, pretty much. What's up, Not Near Mint? What? Sent you a link, Not Near Mint. I sent a bunch of you guys links and stuff, so. Actually, nice to see the chat actually going. Kent Denny's Comics said the chat wasn't going last week. Or this week. What's up, everybody? What's up, poor Mike? Well, Steve AOK'd me some books. Or 1 in 11s. Whoop. There goes the book. Okay. 1 in 11. 1 in 30, Peach Momoko. Perillo. Or 1 in 30. What's up, my brothers? Picked up 1 in 50. Steve AOK me a 1 in 50. I'm guessing this was a 1 in 15 on Peach Momoko. Homage to a Batman cover. A sticker I got from it. Arthur Sudom, a 1 in 21. Another 1 in 15. Vampirella. 1 in 7. Virgin, the least favorite of all the covers in here. Yeah, Momoko's not my favorite either. I picked up this 1 in 7. Or Steve AOK'd me this 1 in 7. I really don't like it because of the face. But everybody knows that pretty much. She just looks funky anyways. Another Arthur's 2 down. Oh no, actually no, this is my bad. Perillo. Red Sonja. A 1 in 40. Perillo. Oh, okay. My bad. Well, guys, I can show you guys what the art book coming is gonna look like. I wanted to show you guys that at least. So let's share it. There he is. Not connected. That's weird. Bad. Randall.
Hey, what's up, man?
Not much, man. Not much.
Oh, was it just you for the past 12 minutes?
Yeah. Showing off all the stuff I picked up this week and all the AOKs I got this week.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So yeah, somebody AOK. My friend AOK'd me all this stuff. From the portfolio box. In the portfolio box.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And I picked up, since I got a bonus, I got a nice little bonus. I picked up a nice art book.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's the art book doesn't come, probably won't be shipping until sometime tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I ordered it yesterday. So.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. So it said 3 to 5 business days, but I was gonna just show them what the art book looked like. But I've been talking about it on everybody's show, so I haven't been able to show people. But that thing is, it's a pretty big book.
Yeah, is it big like that oversized that Jim Lee X-Men book?
Big. Actually, it might have more pages than that one. This one has
Really?
500 and something pages. What's up?
Hey.
Not much.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
Awesome shades.
Yeah. Did you
whenever
guys
I turn all the lights in this room, it helps. So whenever I turn my head in any direction, I don't wind up going, oh, God, I'm blind again.
Yeah.
No, I've actually been wanting to do the same thing. Like, I don't know what it is. Sometimes I get very insecure when I feel like people are looking at my eyes, you know? So I want to get to the point where I get the shades on, and then I feel like I can be a lot more relaxed. I know it seems like I'm relaxed, but sometimes, you know,
So,
I can get
funny thing, we all wear glasses, right? I mean, like regular glasses.
Yeah.
So, tell me this: when you take off your glasses to do a show, anybody else's show, isn't it almost the same thing? Putting on sunglasses. I mean, these are prescription, but to me, it's like when I'm doing this, all of a sudden I'm stuck in my head. I'm thinking about whatever I'm going to say too much. And then I have 20 thoughts all going on at the same time, and they're all mangled as they're coming out of my mouth. I put these on. Oh, my God, the pressure is all off. I could be looking in another direction and still be looking at the camera, and nobody knows anything.
Right.
I have a theory.
It's a mask.
So, it is. I think so. I really think so. But at the same time, I think what it is too is like it's a trick on the brain, right? Often when we are, in our rooms, we're about to go to sleep, we turn the lights out. When we turn the lights out, we're trying to sleep, we're relaxed. So I think like when you have shades on, everything looks darker. So when everything looks darker, there's a part of your brain, I think, that's like, relating to as if you were going to sleep. Like you feel like there's some kind of like relaxing feeling that you get. That's my theory. That's my guess, anyways.
That works.
So what you guys been up to this week? I haven't seen I haven't seen both of you. Well, you guys, I haven't seen you since last week. Yeah.
I've been redecorating.
Oh, we're gonna get the more exclusive look here.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, Alex Ross.
Nice.
I love it.
So I added the flags just because, not politics, it's because I'm a court reporter, and it's the least I can do to make it a little bit more of a, I don't know, courtly appearance.
Nice.
So I've just been trying to make it look a little bit better before Thanksgiving. What was that?
Can I make a suggestion?
Go ahead.
All right. I noticed as you're showing more of the background, like I guess I assume that's a window on the top.
Yes.
So the cool thing is the way it's shaped. It reminds me of the Hall of Justice. So what's really cool is if you had it say Hall of Justice over the window.
Oh. Thank you. That's going to be our new project before the end of the year, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Sweet, yeah. Meanwhile, at Rob's place.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Comics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what you been up to?
I did some, for me this week, I did some Black Friday shopping. They had some deals going on, and I could not resist. I told myself, usually I always miss out on Black Friday deals for a number of reasons. One, I either don't have the money, or I'm always working, so I'm not able to partake in like some of the great deals. But thankfully this year, all the retail businesses, I don't want to say thankfully they're hurting. I feel bad that they're hurting. But thankfully, they were nice. They were smart enough to say, you know what, we need to do a bunch of sales. We need to, and space it out. So we're going to do these Black Friday sales for like a week or 2 weeks. Come into the store, get these deals. So I love movies. As you can see behind me, I have a whole bunch of DVDs and Blu-rays. Not in any particular order, but so anyways, I go to Best Buy, and I went there because I had a coupon for 25% off on any action figure. And I primarily went there just to get an action figure. And I ended up buying like 10 movies. Some movies are 4K, some movies are Blu-ray. But the cool thing is they all have digital codes. So I immediately, that night, opened them all up, put the digital code so I can watch it on my Vudu. Still haven't seen this movie yet. And I look forward to watching it because I do like Quentin Tarantino. It is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
It's good. Just don't have expectations going in. When you have expectations,
I know. I'm pretty sure Inglourious Basterds will probably still be my favorite Tarantino film.
Well, it has a lot to do with Inglourious Basterds.
Really? Okay, I haven't heard that. So
I'll just say this much: it's alternative history.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially with like the Bruce Lee fight scene that like I've heard talks about, like that's definitely exactly what you said. I still haven't seen the sequel to this, but I did love the first movie. Fun fact: the blonde girl Zoe Dutch that's in this movie is the daughter of Leah Thompson. I had no idea. Oh. And then I've seen this. I saw this in movie theaters. I love the movie, so I'm happy to get it on 4K. This is pretty cool, even though I don't have a 4K TV. Same thing with this. I saw this in theaters, and Birds of Prey, and the Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
Have you seen it more than once, and what did you think?
Oh, the Harley Quinn movie?
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. You know, what sucks is like the movie's called Birds of Prey, and it's really a Harley Quinn movie. So I think that's mistake number one, calling the movie Birds of Prey. The casting for Birds of Prey, like, they're all good actresses, but they're not my top choices to play those characters. I don't know who was in charge of casting. I don't know if it was just, hey, let's save some money, and let's just, get these, good acting actresses, not famous, not funny, not, popular, but like, acting wise, good actresses. They are good. But no matter how good of an actor or actress you are, if you just don't fit right for the role, you're just not right for the role, and, yeah, that's all. That's how I felt. Like, I love Rosie Perez, but I don't know if Rosie Perez should have been Renee Montoya. The best person in that movie, in my opinion. Huh?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. No, finish. I don't want to interrupt.
Oh, okay. I think the best person in the film, even though he really didn't match the comic book or animated feel, was Ewan McGregor as Black Mask. He was entertaining. But how the character was written and directed just wasn't right. But he still, I think, in my opinion, kind of like was the best thing about the movie. Between him and Margot Robbie, like Margot Robbie, like, she's fantastic. She's a fantastic Harley Quinn. And I see some of the references and connection to like Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Connor's Harley Quinn. Like when you see her doing the roller derby, like, I think that's awesome. That's fantastic. But other than that, mostly everything else, it lacked, I think, in my opinion. Like, it could have been a lot better. I doubt we're going to get a sequel. And honestly, I'm hearing rumors that Margot Robbie's done playing Harley Quinn. She's got that sweet deal over at Disney where she's going to be doing the new Pirates of the Caribbean movie. So, I think she's done. I think she's done with Warner Brothers maybe, but we'll see. If the Pirates movie bombs and it doesn't do well, then I'm sure she'll be like, hey, I'm happy to come back as Harley Quinn, because the Suicide Squad, the sequel, that movie is going to be fantastic. I already know that. And she's in it, so like her playing Harley Quinn in a movie that's going to do well, that's going to be great for her to kind of like bounce back to and do.
And now I'm going to interrupt. Okay, so when it comes to that particular movie, all right, so it reminds me of this television show that came out several years ago. It was called Under the Dome, based off of a Stephen King book. I read the book. Remember that. I'm sorry?
I vaguely remember the show, yeah.
Okay, vaguely, because it wasn't very good. There were ideas that were good, but overall, it was like, let's create a show where here is the constraint by, you have the title, here are the character names, the concept, you can figure that out on your own. But we have a set like concept, we have character arcs, we have story beats. I mean, we have a hierarchy of a story. We don't care. Do whatever you want. That's kind of what it felt like with the Harley Quinn movie, because I can't call it Birds of Prey either. You didn't have Batwoman or a Batgirl. You didn't have Barbara Gordon as Oracle. You didn't have a lot of elements to it. It felt like it was an okay movie, but you should have called it something else.
Yeah. I mean, I liked Suicide Squad, the first one, better than Harley Quinn. Than Birds of Prey Harley Quinn, And I know people like bash on Suicide Squad. They're like, "Oh, that's such a horrible movie," blah 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 blah. But I had fun. I didn't have that much fun with Harley Quinn. I kind of felt like I was waiting throughout the whole movie. Like, okay, when is there going to be some fun stuff happening in the movie? And then there'd be like maybe a fun like little scene for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then nothing, and then another 5-10 minutes, and then nothing.
So I'm thinking.
That's a good theory, William. That's a good theory. Maybe she does die. She's too popular a character for them to kill off. She's too popular.
They can bring her
There's no
back
way.
as somebody else. They can fill the role with somebody else. But I'm thinking the same thing's
sure.
going to happen, like with Robert Downey Jr. He left to go do, oh God, what was the movie? It was like a Nutty Professor, or was it Nutty Professor?
Yeah.
And
I know
it
what you're talking about. It was a Dr.
failed.
Dolittle.
Yeah, he thought he was going
yeah.
to start up a new franchise, get paid a lot of money, and it fell hard on its face.
I'm excited
thinking
for
Pirates
his.
of the
I love
Caribbean's
his
gonna happen
Sherlock
too,
Holmes movies.
because, well, with the new Pirates movie, I'm seeing the same kind of hatred that was directed towards the new Ghostbusters movie. It's going to be female-led, and I'm already seeing some of the YouTube channels that are more, we hate everything. Let's bitch about it because women are in charge. They're already at it, and they haven't even started shooting the damn thing yet.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think Disney's just like, hey, let's, one, I don't think they're going to put a lot of money. I don't think they're going to put a lot of budget into that film. Like, the most money that's going to go into the new Pirates film is going to be right in Margot Robbie's pockets. I think they're going to try to make that money, or try to make the movie with as little money as possible, and they're just hoping that hey, we make a huge profit off of this movie, because in name it's going to be Pirates of the Caribbean, and it's going to be just Margot kind of carrying the film. Oh, sorry, the next film I got. Speaking of Disney, some more. Actually, no, I'm sorry. This is Sony. My mistake. I got this Spider-Man Far From Home. I got that. I'm glad I actually got that for, like, I think $8. And usually, like, the Marvel, anything Marvel, especially now that Disney owns them, like, they're so expensive. I also got Homecoming. Yeah, Jeff, stop. What do you mean stop fondling Vampirilla? Then you might as well just ask Jeff not to live anymore.
Don't breathe,
live
Jeff.
anymore.
It's the same thing.
I was very on the fence of getting this movie just because, I haven't heard that much. Like, I hear a lot of good things about this movie. I got this mainly because I love the director, and I didn't realize the director made this movie. So Sicario. This is the same guy who's directing the Dune movie. He also directed Arrival, which I saw Arrival in theaters, and that's a fantastic film. Like, so well directed. I saw Blade Runner 2049. Same director. He's awesome. I'm glad I waited. I got Deathstroke, Knights and Dragons. I think I got this for like $6. I can't watch this one yet because I have to watch the one that came out before this. But I got Glass. So I got to watch Split. And technically, I want to buy Unbreakable and just do like a binge. Just watch Unbreakable, then watch Split, and then watch Glass. And then, of course, you got this. Academy Award winner, Joaquin Phoenix. So I'm glad I can add these to my collection.
I can't believe that the director of The Hangover is an Oscar award-winning director.
That's the guy. Oh,
I don't think he won an Oscar, did he?
Well, he didn't, but the film did.
Well, yeah, I think the film.
I'm going to put it as he's. Yeah.
Oh, I know. Well, he had help. He had huge help. The minute he got Martin Scorsese involved as a producer, I think it was like just very easy.
It felt like it.
Yeah, I mean, and I think the good thing about him doing this movie is, I think, because he's a good director. I've seen like many of his films, and I think that one of the problems is, how actors get typecast in films. Same thing with directors. Directors, they do so well in a specific genre that they keep expecting him to keep doing more, and so, like, Todd's been stuck doing comedy, and maybe with Joker, how well it's done now, like, he'll have an opportunity to kind of move and do either more dramas or maybe even do an action film. Todd's still fairly young, I think, for a director. I think, he can make another 10, 15 films in his career.
I mean, just looking at Adam Sandler going and doing something like Uncut Gems, it shows that they have versatility.
Oh, absolutely. I got this from Target. I forgot to show this last week, and I got this from Target. So Target had a cool thing going on.
Oh.
They have on their app called The Circle. So it's like, having like a rewards program. It's free. So if you access on their app, there was a deal for 25% off on action figures. I don't think these types of action figures were on the list of the ones that can get a discount. So the manager ended up doing an override, and I still got 25% off. How cool is that? I've always loved Back to the Future as a kid, and I definitely loved it when he was wearing like the radiation suit. I thought it was always cool looking. I am Darth Vader from Vulcan, from the planet Vulcan. Like that was always that Star Trek, Star Wars crossover type feel. And I got this at Best Buy. So I mentioned earlier that I had 25% off coupon at Best Buy for toys. And guess what I ended up getting? Another Back to the Future figure. These are just so cool. Like NECA just does such a great job. I want to get all of the Friday the 13th figures. I just love the detail that they put into it. Like, some part of me is debating if I should open these up and take them out of the box, put them on display.
Nope.
I don't even have room to display them right now anyway, so I probably will just keep them in the box for now. But because one of the things I want to do is I want to get rid of my desk in my room and replace it with just a shelf, and then that way I can have more room.
But the collector in you is telling you not to open it. You know that, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean the when it comes to figures, the collector in me usually buys two, of the same figure, one to open and one to keep. I'm trying to change my ways, because I mean, like half the time, even if you do buy a figure, even if 10 years or 15 years goes by, the figure's maybe worth $5 or $10 more than what you paid for, because they've made so many of these figures. And not to mention, like, it just depends on the demand for the figure, I got really lucky. I had a Walking Dead McFarlane Daryl figure. So, like, when Walking Dead first came out, McFarlane was coming out with the first set of figures. I immediately knew that Daryl was going to be a hot figure. So I bought that and paid like $20 for it, I think. 20, maybe 18, 17 bucks. And then later on down the road, my buddy helped me sell it on eBay. And I think we ended up selling it for like $80. So it's like I basically made like, I don't know, 3-4 times my money back. If I had more money back then, I would have bought all of the Daryl figures, because then that would have been an easy big profit. It'd be nice. But I mean, I love Walking Dead, but I'm not that big of a Walking Dead fan. So, I didn't buy 2 of Daryl, one for me to keep and one to sell. I specifically bought that knowing I was going to sell it down the road. Can you guys hear me? I can't hear you.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Good. Yep.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. I know we were having some technical difficulties last week, Jeff. So I just wanted to make sure it didn't happen again.
Hey, can everybody hear me?
Yeah, what'd you pick up
I can hear you.
this week?
Just look behind me. Don't listen to me.
What'd you pick up this week? Did you pick up anything this week?
Let's see. This week, what came in? A lot of my Spider-Man stuff finally came in. I did wind up getting from, and I don't know where it is right now, because I'm a little bit blind. Oh, here we go. So I got this from Simon Comics.
That's cool.
Marvel Mystery Comics, number 89. Yeah, it looks like a rat probably ate it, but I only have 2 golden ages in my entire collection. This and a signed copy of Joe Shuster from Superman number 7. This is signed by Jesse Simon, grandson of Joe Simon. You can get right from him. Yeah, when I knew that this was the grandson of Joe Simon, I'm like, yeah, can you like sign the inside of it, please? He's like, yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah,
For
so
the
you got
history.
more than
That's
I
cool.
do. You got more than I got one golden age. I got
I
one.
have like 1956, 1958, but that's considered silver.
Yeah.
Arbitrary
So,
numbers.
well, yeah. So I'm gonna share the screen because there's something else I picked up that hasn't came in yet, but I want to show you guys because I've been talking about it on everybody else's show, so nobody's seen what it looks like yet. So.
Let's see.
Yep. Mm-hmm. 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 So right here, this is what I picked up this
There
week.
we go.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Yep.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Since I got that nice bonus, that's what I ended up picking up because Sarah was telling us about it when we did that interview with Sara Frazetta.
Art books are great, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if people who are artists themselves probably appreciate it more because they
Mm-hmm.
look at that art and they maybe find inspiration and like I wish I could appreciate art books more. Like
Yeah, but
I even like. Do you remember the Wizard magazines? Like they used to have like the posters inside the Wizard magazines. It was just like a poster book, and it was just nothing but art from all the different posters that they offered, or like it was all the art that was in like previous like Wizard magazines. So that was the cool thing. Like I literally would pull the staples out and like go through each because it was like it was always like a 2-page art like front and back.
yeah, but I can't wait to actually get that thing in because it's gonna be nice to get it in and see how big this thing is because I already have something that's probably about the same size, but it's a little thinner than that one. That because it's 539 pages and it's 11.4 to 15.4 inches or something like that. So it's a pretty big book.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see. I feel bad for the mailman when that thing comes in.
What are you talking about? The mailman's not gonna he's not gonna lift that box. He's gonna be kicking that box. He's gonna be like, man, this is too heavy.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be interesting.
No,
to see
dude, that's
him,
awesome, man. How many art
yeah.
books? How many art books do you own now?
I own. Let's see. I own a couple actually. I own a couple of Lady Death art books that they came out with. So I own like two of those. I own what is it? Frank Cho's art book, Ballpoint Beauties, and the other one. There's another Frank Cho one that's almost like an absolute edition I own. So yeah, pretty much I own and then the Alex Ross. Then a couple art books. Just a couple.
That's good, man. Yeah, because I mean, pretty soon, like it sounds like you want to get more art books. So like you're on your way to like building your collection, and before you know it, you're gonna have like a whole shelf of just like all the art books that you love.
Yeah.
And it's always nice having them on the shelf too because it's like.
Yep.
It's like anytime you
picked
just
up
feel
the
like
Frazetta one. The whole reason I picked that one up was because Sarah was telling us how nice it is and how big it is, and it's gonna be his work in the biggest form of his work that they could put out for right now, or well, besides looking at it in frame, but this is gonna be the biggest they're gonna ever have it in a book. So
nice.
And if you guys I put all the links down below for Sarah's Instagram, for Vigilante's interview. Everything's down below on our descriptions, and even for the book, even for that art book, it's down below.
Yeah.
So if anybody else wants to pick it up, then don't. Yeah. So I'm not the only one that has one. Yeah, but it's a limited made. It's like 7,000 something made, 7,500 or something like that, or something like that.
Yeah, that's a solid. Yeah, that's a solid print run right there. That's nice.
Yeah.
Hopefully it sells out, and maybe like they end up having to make like a second print. Like that'd be cool.
or a second print in like maybe floppy form, because that thing if hardcover wise, it's a pretty big book. It won't fit on my shelf. I already checked the shelf I have all the art books on. It won't fit on it because
Just
if I
don't
do,
it
Oh,
Night
really?
Tiger.
yeah, it won't fit on the shelf because if I end up putting it on the shelf is gonna go. Oh, you're gonna hear. The
Hey
shelf's
Jeff,
gonna come
you see
down.
what happened to Night Tiger?
No.
So apparently his wife is the one that does all the construction for the shelving in his home. So
Right.
he had all of his video game stuff on a shelf. He comes back home one day and it would be like how everything's nice and neat here if everything just went all over the place. It just came loose off of the wall. So yeah, engineering's important.
Yeah. That's why this thing
Yep.
hasn't gone up yet. That's the whole reason this thing hasn't gone up yet.
Yeah.
Well, because I had a friend, Marvelous Comics, make me a frame for it, and it's a clip-in frame.
That's
All
awesome.
I did was, yeah, so I clipped the slab in, and he came up with the blood idea. So I said, "Hey, go right ahead," and he came up with it. And this frame's a little, it's a little heavy. So I try to put it in, where I wanted it to go. Let's just say I don't want to be on a live stream, and you guys are gonna be making fun of me for a lifetime when that thing comes coming down and goes. Jeff got knocked out by a Vampirella 1.
It'll be Perry that edits out just that little clip for his
Yeah.
Christmas New Year's show.
Yeah.
You
All
know,
you see
this
is
sounds like a great. This sounds like this would make for a great TikTok skit. You know, you're sitting there, you're talking, the frame comes down and it hits you, and then the video pans to you laying on the floor. You raise your head up, and you see like Vampirellas spinning around your head.
Yeah, look. This is what I showed VV that book because Sarah was talking about it, and VV goes to, yeah.
Yep. I agree, man. My money is limited to.
Yeah. Then the only reason I even got a chance to even get it was, oh hey, I walk into work on Friday. They go, oh yeah, you're getting like a nice bonus, like a $200-something bonus. I'm like, ooh. And then I go,
I'm getting a Vampirella. I mean, I'm gonna spend it on nice conservative things around the home, like a Vampirella.
Yeah.
Well, I already did that the week before, so I did everything that I needed to spend it on. So that was extra money. So I'm like, I worked hard for it, so I'm like, might as well spend it on something I want, something cool.
Absolutely, man. If it makes you happy, definitely. You know?
Yeah, because that art book is really nice too. Like she actually showed, like on her Instagram, she actually showed a couple of pages out of it, and it's actually nice because how big the art is. You're gonna see everything from Frazetta's art, man. You know, you see the comics, so it's a little, you know what I mean? It doesn't give it enough justice when it's big enough. You can actually see all the detail he used and stuff like that.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Yeah, so here's the cover she did.
Nice. Yeah, I remember you showing that.
Yeah, that's the cover she did, but she's gonna be doing
You know
more.
what I would love to do? I would love for there to be like a Friday the 13th, a new Friday the 13th comic, and it'd be so cool to see her try to do the cover, like do the art. You know, to see like Jason like walking out of the woods.
Yep. Well, she doesn't do like if you watch the interview, she doesn't do what was it? Trees and shrubbery stuff. Yep. And then I got the American edition of this one for the 25th anniversary Vampirella, and it's a Frazetta. But VV actually AOK'd me the German edition. The funny thing was I ended up looking through this one. I'm like, what's it? I went looking through. I'm like, oh, it must be the English edition that came in. Nope, it was a German edition. The two ways to tell the difference is the American edition, the 25th anniversary edition, is actually square bound, and then theirs is actually, you can see the difference.
Yeah, I can already see it.
Yeah, you guys can already see the difference. One's so that's one way to tell the difference, but it's pretty cool. They actually have both editions, so it's pretty funny. But for that interview was that's the most fun I've had. I mean, I've had a bunch of fun interviews, but that's one of the ones that are memorable because she was really nice, man. She was really cool too. So when I get that art book,
awesome,
I'm gonna.
man.
Yeah, when I get that art book, I'm gonna try to see if she want to come on and talk. You know what I mean? We can talk about the art and stuff like that on that art book and stuff. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
She also doesn't do turtles.
Yeah, she also doesn't do turtles either. If you guys watch the interview, because she actually says, "Oh yeah, they offered me a Ninja Turtles cover."
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember you said that.
Yeah, she goes, "Yeah, I don't do turtles." Because
Consider it a challenge.
No, but she's like her grandfather. See, because she wants to do more of like her grandfather's style, pretty much. That's what she was saying. She wanted to be more, you know what I mean? But she's gonna do other things. It's not just probably not just that, but she's trying to, you know.
Yeah.
You know, put her hands in it, a little bit of everything. But the
She
Frazetta,
wants to feel like she mastered the style before she starts to branch out, I guess.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And she's already come really far for somebody her age, and I'm looking forward to what it's going to look like when she's 30s, 40s, 50s.
Yeah, she's in her 30s. She's 32.
Yeah, she's young. She's a kid.
Yeah. So I can't wait to see actually, like her later stuff, like I'm gonna keep on picking up her, you know what I mean, her work now, to support it. So I can't wait to see comics to come on her Frazetta Girls, Frazetta Girls, her website, because she's gonna she's gonna have comics on there. She's gonna have a bunch of art, stuff on there too. So I already got a bunch of art. I already got a bunch of her grandfather's art and his T-shirts and stuff like that. All that's down below too. Frazetta Girls is down below too. If you guys want to hit up Frazetta Girls. Yep. You guys have to watch that interview because it was a really fun interview. Everybody liked it. Everybody enjoyed it because it made her seem like, she was one of us. She was one of the collect. She's a collector too, just like us. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah, talking to her and stuff like that. Yeah. Pretty
much. It's almost as if she was human.
Yeah, that's what we wanted to treat her, man. Like she's one,
Yeah.
One of those.
Don't y'all love it when you get a creator on your show and all of a sudden they go, "Hey, and I just got this," and it's like Amazing Spider-Man 129. You go, "Oh, you're a collector too." Yeah, look at this, and then they just start showing like Golden Age keys that are way above your punching
grade. But they love doing it. It's the funny thing is and people sometimes they forget that there might be artists, but they're collectors at the same time too.
You never know. You never know who is a collector. Like sometimes, like when I'm at work, I'll just randomly ask people, like, "Hey, are you into comic books?" And they're kind of just like, who just, what kind of person just asks people that question, and so they're half the time they'll just respond and they'll be like, "Oh, I used to collect," or, and every once in a while I'll find someone that's like, "Oh yeah, no, I collect. That's cool." "Oh really?" And we just start talking comics, man. We talk about there's all kinds of people I've met where they haven't collected in 20 years, and then I kind of just tell them some of the stuff that's been going on recently, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out," So yeah, it's just one of those I would love it. That's one of my goals in life, man. I want to get half the people in the United States of America to be collecting and reading comics.
Because if they're collecting, it means everything that you have will go up in price because the more collectors, the more demand. Well, if there's no collectors, nobody wants to buy it. Your shit is worthless.
Right, but if you guys watch the interview with me, Robert, and Simple Simon yesterday, I feel bad for Simon. How much Simon got to pay for books, our normal books that we pay $3 for. He almost spent $200. A pile like this,
$10 for a single $3.99 book.
Yeah. So a pile like this was almost $200 for him.
Jesus Christ.
something like that, or half the size of this. I don't remember, but yeah, something like.
So I mean,
this
if you're
size.
buying variants, you're not buying them for cover price. You're buying them for more than cover
No,
price.
he was. That's just
Just
normal
regular
books
issues.
in Australia. Normal issues in Australia, man. It's he almost paid. He almost put $200. Spent
It's
$200.
just to, it's just to import this shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh
but so
yeah.
in Australia, man, it's
Definitely the shipping and the importing. I wonder where this. So in Australia, I wonder if they're getting the books from the UK or if they're getting them from the US.
maybe the US, maybe the UK, maybe both.
I'm trying to think
Depending
which one
on
would be
what-
cheaper.
UK, I would think, because doesn't Diamond have a thing in the UK too? Yeah,
Yeah,
then
you have-
yeah, so
Rangian's lucky. He actually has a comic store where he lives in his nation where he can actually go and purchase it instead of trying to import stuff off of eBay, paying astronomical international prices for shipping because there's not comic stores all around the world. Or if there are, they are charging out the ass just for
Yeah.
starting them.
yeah, because what was it, a $3 book, or what was it, something that was $3 cost him almost nine. Oh yeah, the black label stuff almost cost him $20
Good lord.
Just for-
Yeah.
just for a black label book.
I'd
Yeah,
get
that-
frustrated.
What would be really cool, because I do like Australia. I would love it if I was like financially doing well enough that can frequently visit Australia. Then you know what I would do? I'd say, hey man, let me crash at your place, and you give me a list of books, ongoing books that you like to get. I'll order those books for you, and then when I visit Australia, I bring the books to you, and you don't have to pay any shipping. You just let me crash at your place, so I don't have to pay for like
That
a
is a
hotel room.
great comic book Airbnb business model. I think it's sound, and you should finance that shit. I'm all aboard.
Yeah, me too.
I'm like all the way from the United States. I've got your comic books.
Wait a second. You need a full run of the X-Men as it's ongoing, and all I need to do is supply them to you, and I have a place to crash. Hold on, I have a long box right there.
Yeah, carry it in the suitcase, carry it in the bag. You know.
Sir, do you have anything to declare? I'm a nerd, and everything in this luggage are comic books. Oh, you're going to Australia, sir. How did you... Oh, never mind.
Like I'm smuggling comics into the.
No,
into the
but
Australian-
because or was it a friend of Mr. White Gloves or Monty was saying if they actually could get over there with back issues, American back issues, you would make out like a bandit over there because they're feeding for back issues over there pretty much because all the stores don't have back issues or no dollar bins in general pretty much. So how we got dollar.
I'm putting out a call right now. Around the world, put me up. I got books for y'all. I just want to not be in Florida anymore because I'm sick and tired of being called a Florida man.
Yeah, me too.
No, actually, you know what's funny?
We should
There
come
was
out with a
this Tom
comic,
Cruise
Florida Man
movie.
comic.
Oh, there's this Tom Cruise movie called American Made where he's like a pilot and he's like flying.
Yeah, I remember.
And he's working for the CIA, and he was like ended up working with like drug smugglers and all this other stuff. So it's like, how cool would it be like if I worked out a deal with like like a pilot, and I was like, hey man, I'm gonna be dragging boxes and boxes and boxes of comics. Hook me up with a deal with a flight from here to Australia, you know. And then I'm meeting up with all kinds of Australian comic book dealers and collectors, and they're just handing out this cash, and I'm paying off the pilot, you know. Show up to Australia, and the customs people are like, "Why are you bringing like tens of thousands of, like you're bringing crates of comic books?"
This crate right here cost me $1,000. When I get it to Australia, I'm gonna flip it for $10,000. All right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Come aboard.
No,
And then all
first
of a
thing they're
sudden,
gonna ask you, do you have anything to declare? Do you have any money to declare or anything else to declare? That's what they're gonna ask.
Yes, I have something to declare. I'm a genius. I should know that J stands for genius.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Did I
that
just silence the show?
no, we had that. Yeah, we had the interview with Simon. Simon's computer went out. Like the day before. His laptop went out the day before, but we still did the interview with the phone and everything. But that was cool.
Jeff, there is already a Florida Man comic series.
There is? Oh, okay.
Well,
Didn't
I
know
know
that.
that there's Miami Hotline and there's the Texas Undone, but I'm not familiar with the Florida Man series.
So-
I shouldn't be surprised.
Well,
Yeah.
I heard about it. It's independent made. Gosh, who is the artist that was working on that?
I feel like I should know this.
Yeah, me
Mike
too.
Barron? Are you familiar with Mike Barron?
Well, that's a big name. I should hear about this.
Yeah, well,
Why
nobody
is
wants to
nobody-
talk about Florida Man. Nobody wants to say. But
Yeah,
when
you can literally go on. You can literally go on Google, type in Florida Man comic. I think Mike Barron is the artist that worked on it.
but
And
yeah,
he
but
draws
joking
like
around.
a
all you
guy with,
do
like,
is type in
cowboy hat.
Florida Man. All you do is type in
Yeah,
Florida
but he's
Man,
like, he
and
draws like a
yeah,
cowboy. He draws like a guy. What do you call it?
just like a
With a cowboy
Floridian.
hat riding an alligator.
Really?
And you saw the shit that came out today, didn't you? This guy
No.
rescuing his puppy from a pond because a gator got it. So he gets into the pond, full cigar and everything. And he's rescuing
yeah.
the puppy, and the cigar doesn't leave his mouth. That is just peak 2020 and Florida at the same time.
Yeah, Florida
Oh,
Man. Florida Man saves puppy from the gator.
Yeah.
I got to get out of here.
He probably didn't have the. I mean, my guess is he probably didn't have the puppy on the leash.
No,
And I guess the
but the
puppy
whole
got too close to the pond.
Way too close.
the whole-
Every time a gator gets a puppy, it's always because the idiot owner walks it too close to the pond. It's always the owner's fault.
Yeah.
well, he writes it too.
I'm going to have to look this up. I
Yeah,
cannot not own a Florida Man comic.
Yeah. Since Rob said the same thing, so I didn't even know how it was. So I gotta own one too. Since we're in Florida, anyways.
Yeah, believe it or not, I don't know everything. I learn things every day, too.
Yeah, me too. We don't know. I know more about Vampirella than anything, but that's it. Pretty
And
much
I know
it.
like this much about Vampirella. Most of what I learn about Vampirella is from you.
Yeah.
Yes,
because
Jeff, you get the gold
so-
medal.
Yeah, but Simon was asking which writers would I recommend him to read if I told him to read Vampirella run. I couldn't think of the one writer, and then I'm like,
Warren
oh,
Ellis.
yeah, and there's a Grant Morrison run, and there's a
Yep.
Mike Millar run, and there's a Adam. Oh, what was it? There's hold on. There is Alan Moore run. That's what I meant. So those are the
Alan
three
Moore,
ones I
yeah,
would.
yeah.
Yeah, those are the
I
three
think-
ones I would
didn't
recommend.
Gail
Tell me
Simone
about
do
the
one, I
Alan
think?
Moore run now.
What's up, Anthony?
Hey, what's up, man?
Not
Hey,
much, man.
Anthony, tell us about
Hey.
the Alan Moore run.
The Vampirella run.
Hey, what's up, man?
I haven't.
Hey.
I haven't read it in a while, so I haven't read that Alan Moore run in a while. But it's a pretty decent run.
Where does
I
it
like
take
it.
place? I did not know that Alan Moore wrote Vampirella at all.
Yeah. I haven't read it in a while, so I'm not. I forget. I read plenty of other stuff, so plenty of other ones. But the Grant Morrison one takes place in recent. I think he mixed in like the Warren run and his own little things in it. But I'm not.
Jeff, you should
Yeah, I have to-
Jeff, you should be such an expert at this point that you're reciting every word from the comic. Each.
Man,
Just like
that's
Lady
how-
Fantastic and her X-Men. You should be that way with the Vampirella.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you know how much.
You're sitting
You know
there
how
and
much.
you're like, age 17.
Yeah, he has to be like Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah. Well, I'm not that. You know.
No, nobody is. I'm just
Yeah.
messing with you. I'm just joking with you.
If that happens, man, I won't have to work as much.
Yeah.
So what you been up to, Anthony?
Oh, I don't know. I'm up to about 165, 170. But no, just a bunch of family drama going on. I saw your email invitational late, but what are you guys chatting about?
Just a little bit of everything. Like I had the interview with Sara Frazetta like last Saturday. I actually interviewed Sara Frazetta and everything. That went really well. Really enjoyed it. I got a little bonus at work, so I picked up the nice art book she was talking about. It was the Master? I always forget the damn name. It's either Masterpieces or it's either what is it? Masterworks. Masterworks.
Think.
Masterworks of fantasy art, and her grandfather's art's in it. Not just her grandfather's art, it's a bunch of other artists' arts in there. But it's a really nice book, and then its pages are pretty huge, and they're really nice. I can't wait to get it to actually take a look through it, because she showed a couple of pages off when she got it on her Instagram, so it was pretty cool.
We were also talking about smuggling comic books to Australia.
Yeah, because we had a friend on from Australia, and he was telling us what he paid for Australian books, like what he paid for art, like a Joker, Three Jokers book.
Three Jokers.
Pretty much.
What are they going for? About $20 a copy.
What are they going for over there? Like what our prices are like
3 times the cost.
Yeah, 20 times.
$20.
Yeah, $20. And he spent like a pile like this. He showed us a pile probably the similar size or half the size of what mine looks like right here. And he said he spent $200.
Sure.
Yeah, like that was $200 over there. And then
I came up with the idea. Like when I want to go visit, I want to like get to the habit of visiting Australia frequently. But I'm like, hey, I could use a piece of trash.
As if they'd let you in right now.
Right,
we're dirty Americans. No one wants us.
Actually, if I get a Canadian passport, I think they might let me in.
You're next to America. You're dirty too.
Exactly.
Canada has a amazing reputation all across the world. If you're, if one person's like, "Oh, you're American," then they get uptight and angry. "Oh, you're Canadian? Yeah, you're
cool. You're cool."
Yeah. You're in fact
like Canada, Ryan Reynolds, Canada, Michael J. Fox.
No,
you are too dirty just by association.
Yeah, and not the only thing, but if you're American and you're a Floridian, that's even worse because Florida man.
Tell me about
I am the worst, as you can see. That is my last name, but I'm also the worst.
Well, if you're in Florida, you really are the worst right now.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what people are saying.
Rob, you might get away with if you change out the O with a U.
No,
they might think like you're from Europe.
In fact, just being on the podcast tonight with Jeff and I, you guys should probably get tested tomorrow.
Yeah.
I come back. I'm a 9.8.
Yeah.
I'm graded 9.8.
Yeah, man. Because it's either Florida, like everybody out of the country is always asking Florida man, Florida man stuff because they always getting Florida man stuff over there too.
I remember who's the writer? Chuck Dixon. I think he was like at one point talking about Florida man, and I think I made a comment and I was just like, hey, how awesome would it be if we gave Florida man a sidekick? It'd be Florida boy, or just choose like a random city in Florida, like Tampa boy or Miami boy, Orlando boy. Jacksonville boy.
There you go.
Clearwater boy is the worst because that's where you get all the Scientologists. You want to know where the largest concentration of those bastards are? Clearwater.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in Florida, avoid like the plague Clearwater.
Well, Jeff Spike.
Aren't they going to like film Grease 3 in Clearwater?
Mm.
No, I'm just kidding. I totally made that up. Because Travolta. Scientology.
It's 2020.
Grease.
You could tell me aliens landed outside my backyard and they declared the president of Zardon, and I'd go, okay, might as well happen too.
I'm just waiting for that meteor.
Yeah, it is like 10:18. It's late, isn't it?
Where are you, Rob? Where are you, Rob? We haven't met. Where are you?
Sadly, Miami, but way out west by where the cows and alligators are.
Okay, well, you
Miami
guys,
boy.
Miami's really making the numbers go for Florida too. I see.
Yeah, that's why I stay in here in this comic book room.
Yeah, I got you.
Right off.
Yeah, I hear you.
When I go to the comic shop just to pick up my Wednesday books, I try and be in there first and out almost as fast as I get in there, just so that I can get home and just.
The vigilante just came up with a great sidekick named Tampa Toddler.
Solid character.
Mm-hmm. Very solid. I could design a costume right now for him. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know if we could show it on the internet.
Well, we can show it off air if you do it.
It's Tampa, so I'm gonna have to guess here because the last time I was in Tampa was about 10 years ago, and weirdly enough, it was for a comic book convention where somebody sent me out for drinks. So I went down one street about 15 miles. Went, what the fuck? This is like a main thoroughfare. Isn't there a liquor store? Went down another thoroughfare. No liquor store. So I'm like, what the hell? Do they all have to leave town to get drunk? So I'm going to guess Tampa Toddler is nothing more than just like a T-shirt and nothing else on.
So he's Winnie the Poohing it.
Precisely.
He's using a giant loaf of Cuban bread as sort of like a bow staff.
See?
It's like a stale Cuban bread.
You went there with the Cuban bread.
Up in Tampa.
But apparently Tampa is known as like one of the earliest places that invented the Cuban sandwich.
It is.
St. Petersburg is
St. Petersburg, that Ybor City. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, once upon a time,
in base of operations, Ybor City, and the underground
all the Spaniards and put them in one place, and it was called Cuba. And that's sad history of Florida.
I still have to watch that Ben Affleck movie where like the movie is like set in Ybor, even though they didn't film in Ybor. They had to film it in Georgia, and they built a set that looks like Ybor.
Mm.
It was good, from what I remember. That one movie. Didn't he direct it too?
I believe so. Yeah. I don't think it performed that well in the box office, which is a shame because I mean he's a great filmmaker, but he can't win them all. At least he got another Oscar though.
Silence hits the
yeah.
No. I was bringing this Once and Future up. Rob, who would you cast for? Who would you cast for the grandmother and the grandson for Once and Future?
Because I would cast Helen Mirren as the grandmother.
I was going to say the same thing. Helen Mirren, perfect
character. For the son, that's a little hard. Because he's a little vanilla. But
I'm gonna go.
Go ahead.
I want to go fun, like against his character. I want to see like someone like Matt Smith in that role.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone who's vanilla but can still pull off the character a bit.
Yeah, he has to have some range because this is a character that is bewildered most of the time, but can still have the steel and resolve to do what's necessary to chop down a monster.
So definitely not Pauly Shore.
I don't know. A few decades ago, I wouldn't have thought that Carrot Top would have become like a hard motherfucker either. But I don't know what Pauly Shore's been lately.
Yeah,
right?
Maybe Tom Holland, but maybe he's too short. I don't know.
After seeing Tom Holland in The Impossible as a little child, I think he was only like 12 or 13.
Yeah,
I think he could play that role.
Easily.
And
that movie, I just, it's funny you mentioned that. I just saw that just a few weeks ago for the first time. And somehow I missed that when it came out. That movie is breathtaking and earth-shattering and just, oh my God, what a film. And Tom Holland was.
I remember when it. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Tom Holland is amazing in that film at like the age 12 years old or whatever. And everybody in the film is earth-shattering performances. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about a lot of good things about the movie. When I saw the trailer for the film, I just had mixed feelings. I was just like, I like the cast, I like the people, but I just didn't feel like I need to go to the movie theater and watch this movie. I was kind of more like, I'll watch it later when it's on the movie channels. Yeah, and I never got around to it. But yeah, I think it's been trending on Netflix. It was like in the top 10.
I saw it on Stars by accident. I missed the first 5 minutes of it, and then I started watching it, and I had a million things to do. I had yard work to do. I had family stuff to do. I had pages to draw or stuff. But I sat down and I could not stop until it was over. Spoiler, though, it ends a little happier than you think it is. But that's the only thing I could say. Because to be honest with you, the movie broke your heart, the whole film. And then I really thought it was going to end so tragically, and it didn't. For the protagonist in the movie, it didn't go that bad, but for everyone else in the movie, everybody else was.
Put it this way: you thought that at least one family member was gonna die, and when that doesn't happen, you're like, "Oh well, it's a happy ending," but that's a little too easy.
Yeah, it was too convenient because then you saw all the other families that were wiped out, and it ended too. It was a little too happy ending, but to be honest with you, it was a tearjerker the whole film. But it's great film, and the effects are fantastic.
It took me until this scene for me to figure out, holy shit, that's Spider-Man. Because half the time when I put the movie on, I was fucking around with my phone. The wave hit, and I went, wow, that was cool. Oh, I remember when that happened. And a couple of years later when it happened in Indonesia. And then I look up a few minutes later as the mom, Naomi Watts, is walking through the forest, and the back of her leg, it's like, if this is her leg, from here to here, like a giant chunk is just sloughed off. And he's just looking down at his mom's leg and goes, Mom. And then you see a close-up on his face as he's just heartbroken about it. She turns around and part of her tit's hanging out, and you see the shame on his face as he turns around. And I go, holy fuck, that's Spider-Man!
It
totally broke, like, her being
Boy.
all emotional during that scene.
Spider Boy.
Yeah, at the time, yeah.
I don't know if his Peter sense was tingling when they did that.
He didn't have hair for the spider tingle, the Petey tingle.
No, the Petey tingle.
Oh God, the Peter tingle. I hated that. I was like cringing. I was like, why are you saying it like that?
Oh boy.
Because it's like a mother. A mother will always make you cringe, and it was perfect.
It's true. This is true.
Oh boy. Well, who I was thinking was for the grandson was the guy that played Ron Weasley in the Harry Potter movies.
Great.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking. Pretty much him, and then grandmother. I was joking around with Hialeah earlier in the week. I go, Sigourney Weaver. That's a joke one.
Give her white hair. I could see that.
Yeah,
Because she had the whole like "get away from her, you bitch" throughout the whole story. So yeah, her hair white. You got yourself grandma.
Now that I picture Sigourney Weaver with white hair, now I want her to play Aunt May.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, that's pretty much like Once and Future movie. That's what I was thinking. Like that's pretty much what I was thinking.
Or how about we get my cousin Vinny, Aunt May. Why don't we get white hair and have her be in Once and Future? There's perfect too.
I'm your grandmother. It's like, bitch, you're younger than I am.
And then we gotta squeeze in Joe Pesci into Once and Future.
Hair care products do wonders. It's all good. It's all hair and makeup.
What was it? No, the other one I was thinking, the other actress that I was thinking was what was it? DeVito's wife. I can't remember Danny DeVito's wife's name, but
Rhea Perlman.
Tomlin?
Yeah.
Rhea Perlman. Yeah.
Yeah. That's who I was thinking for grandma.
How about Danny DeVito?
Danny DeVito as grandma.
Sure.
I want Danny DeVito as fucking Wolverine.
Yeah, that'd be
Danny
funny.
DeVito as Wolverine.
Danny DeVito as Wolverine.
I don't think
What are
there's
you talking about? Danny
enough.
DeVito should be Puck.
That's what I was just going to say. I was just going to segue to there needs to be a Puck movie or an Alpha Flight movie introducing Puck.
Yeah.
Peter Dinklage needs some new acting roles, don't you think?
Oh yeah.
I mean, we need some is what's the politically correct term? Dwarf?
Little person.
Little person. We need some little people represented on screen, and I think Peter Dinklage, the last Marvel role he had when he was in Infinity War. I mean, Twitter had a big backlash. They were like, "Why is this dwarf playing a giant when there are lots of giants available in Hollywood to represent the giant?" I really think we need more giant representation.
Right.
I mean, come on now. But
plenty of basketball players that are Russian that could have filled that role.
Right, exactly. I mean, come on now. But seriously though, I'm in development of a new comic sometime when I finish the 3 that I'm working on. I have this comic. It's a comic called Dwarf Star. And now that you guys have told me that that's not politically correct, I'm going to have to call it Little Person Star. But he is an African American little person, and I'm thinking of making him gay to get the whole representation thing going.
How about just Little Star?
Little Star, yeah. That sounds too much like a Disney film.
I already know that's going to be turned into a Netflix movie. And Marlon Wayans is going to play that character. I already know this.
The kid from Webster would have been great too, but
he's still alive.
No, he's dead. Long time dead.
Anthony, how's your books? How's your book stuff going?
It's going, dude. I'm not going to talk about it online, but between I've had some family situation that's kind of taken me away. But the 5th issue of Oh My God, I should have done by next month.
Okay.
Actually printed, and I have a little backup story in the back for Martian Law, because as I showed you last time, the Martian Law thing was kind of came really quick, and I had the opportunity to either put it out as an ash can, which is fun and all, but I don't know. Hopefully I'm doing some shows in January of 2021, God willing. So when I wanted to have yet another issue out and some more product, and but issue 5 is coming, and it's really good. It's action packed from page 1 to I think I did 15 or 16 pages, and then I have a backup story in it. So I went a little too much. I decided to do a year ago 6-issue miniseries or 6-issue series for the book, And I realized when I got to like issue 4, I'm like, crap, I could have just finished this in 5. So the next 2 issues, they're not filler, but they're like half issues with backup stories. So I'm excited. You know, my family thing kind of took me away, but what I've done is I penciled the entire book, and now I just got to ink it and do the scanning and lettering and all that crap.
Right. What are some of the greatest backups ever?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dave Stevens, master of backups. I love backups. Sometimes the part of the story can be the backup.
Dave Stevens is amazeballs. Oh my God, that stuff is so good. And
is this the same Dave Stevens that did the Rocketeer?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what he put up. Yeah, his stuff is amazing.
Yeah, I'm still hitting those. I'm still hitting those.
I'm jealous of all those back issues you just put up.
Speaking of which, man, I want another Rocketeer
of the original Rocketeer, and I have a near mint Vixen, the fucking Space Vixen issue. But otherwise, here's a better representation of Dave Stevens.
That's amazing. Love it.
Oh yeah,
love it.
This guy would take forever with his artwork. But he didn't compromise. I mean, he would pass over project after project, and he would take forever with his art. But he died in 2008 of leukemia. But man, this guy's art, few people can compare.
It's beautiful.
I love the backup stories. Anytime somebody talks about backup stories, I usually flip there first.
Good. Yeah. Well, not near mint. I'll hit you up sometime. I'll send you some copies.
Oh, awesome.
I have and my backup stories. My backup stories are female-centric space stories, and I was coming up with this anthology called Venus and Mars, and one book was going to be about it's actually called Venerella, so it's a vampire queen from Mars is one story, and then on the Mars side is called Martian Law, and it's the elevator pitch is pretty much. It's a female-led Judge Dredd on Mars. That's pretty much it. You know, it's Judge Dredd 2000 AD type stories with the lead character is a badass chick instead of a male character, and she pretty much commands a squadron on Mars. And it's the Earth colony on Mars, and there's no religion, no politics, no government, no nothing, just pretty much the law, which is executed and pretty much run by the police force. So, you know.
Plot twist.
I like the sound of that. Anytime you give me a badass woman card, you got me.
Yeah. What was the plot twist, DC? I'm sorry.
It's a plot twist. Secretly Running Mars is what's the guy's name? Does the Tesla cars?
Elon Musk. Elon Musk. Yeah.
Musk.
Well, it's rooted in stuff. I mentioned in the origin. I mentioned SpaceX started the stuff to get us in Mars, but
nice.
the story takes place in like 2045 or 2050, something like.
We could say it's his grandson or granddaughter,
or probably his clone in reality.
Yeah.
He uploaded an AI version of himself.
No doubt.
Yeah, you know, I'll hit you up for issue 5. Oh my God, you know that much.
No doubt. And you see your friend Sam's already posed for an actual cover. Like
I keep messaging her. I go, whenever she gets some time. She's busy now.
She's an international model, dude. She's like doing shoots every day.
Yeah, I know.
And to be honest with you, she was down here. Shooting with the photographer that gave me that supplies me with the cover shots. Yeah. And she was in and out so quick I didn't even get to see her. Yeah. So she's posed for 4 issues of my magazine of my comic variant photo covers, and I've yet to meet her. So
I haven't seen her since since the last time I seen her at the shop. That's at the last
Right.
I have, and that was 3 years ago, I think.
Well, she was at the shop a few weeks ago, I think, buying some stuff. So.
Oh yeah, because she needed to resupply herself with books to read.
Yeah. Give a shout out.
Yeah, I hit her up. Yeah, I hit her up, and she goes, yeah, I've been busy. Da, 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 da. I go, whenever you get time. I mean, I'm here, so whenever you get time. The interviews, I still want to interview. So when that happens, I'll make sure to send you an email so you finally get to meet her.
By then, the book will be over. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, one person's going in the front door, the other person's going out the back.
Yeah, but you can always.
That's what she said.
Yeah. You can always use. Yeah, you could always use her for the Venderella one or.
Nah. I gotta have a different. No, I can't. Yeah, you can't be like those artists where every character looks the same with different hair. You gotta. They have to have different. They have to have different body types. They have to have different faces. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Well, here's a good question.
And to be fair, Rob, Free Fall and Fairchild, they had different body types. Come on.
This was back when he was actually drawing comic books and not just doing covers.
That's true. Good point.
Rainmaker just had a flatter, not fatter, a flatter ass. That's about all I noticed.
So Anthony, you get to cast. Let's say Martian Law gets made into a movie or a TV show. You get to cast. Who's your dream cast for the character?
Oh, of Martian Law. Here's a Danger Girl.
Danger Girl. Nice.
Natalia, autographed by J. Scott Campbell for free.
Nice.
Anyway, who would I cast for Martian Law or Venerella or?
Yeah, all your characters. Who are your dream cast?
Well, here's the funny thing. I like TV actors and actresses for a lot of my stuff. For Oh My God, the book that I've been doing, although I have these Playboy models posing for the covers, believe it or not, when I first did I used to watch, I don't know if you guys are familiar, I used to watch a show called The Magicians.
Oh, yeah.
And the blonde who had the glasses, whose name was Olivia Taylor Dudley, she played the lead character Alice in The Magicians. She was the actual basis when I started the book that I modeled the look of the character for.
Nice.
So that's right off the bat with that. And I watch a lot of sci-fi and comic themed shows. So I'm gonna pick like TV actresses that at least would remind me of some of the bad girl comics and the comics I do. Venerella, I got to come back on that one because you need someone really exotic for that. But the Martian Law, believe it or not, the girl in Martian Law, the commander who wears an eye patch like Nick Fury, she lost her eye in like a Starship Troopers type battle. And when she was and she has short hair. And the reason is I hate drawing hair. I've realized from drawing. And here's the effed up thing is every time I do a comic, I make the girl with hair for some reason blonde. And I don't know what I'm thinking. If I made all the girls in the comics brunette, their hair would be a lot easier to draw and ink, at least in my opinion. And the thing is, I keep making
artists too. So
yeah. Well, the thing is, Rob, the thing is, Rob, my comic is the interiors are black and white, so I'm not dealing with having the coloring. So trying to add,
I'm just thinking that with the striations of hair, the wind direction, the hairstyle, black hair, I would just think it's a lot of penmanship.
Yeah, but you know what?
Lines.
If you make her jet black hair, then you're really the whole thing's just black, and you're putting a couple white lines in it, and you're good to go. But anyway, getting back to that. I wanted her to have kind of a a Ripley short hair, or just because it's the future. I just feel like in the future, the gender lines are going to be blurred, and you could be a sexy woman, but you still have short hair, because and also these, the police force wears helmets all day, kind of like Judge Dredd with full visors, because they're on Mars. So they can't breathe unless they have a helmet on. So because of that, I didn't want the females or the women in the book to have helmet hair. So she has short hair, and believe it or not, when I drew her, the first iteration of her, which I actually have like a promo in the back of one of my books, like that it's coming. Right. The actual promo, the drawing I did reminds me of Katie Cassidy, who was on Arrow.
Oh yeah.
And in the last season of Arrow,
yeah, you see it in the chin.
In the last season of Arrow, she had a shorter hairstyle, and as Black Siren or whatever, when they took Black Canary, they killed her. They introduced another Black Canary, and then when they did one of the crossovers, she came over from Earth 2 in one of the multiverse storylines. Long story short, though, the actual actress, her build and her hair and her personality, I would put in there. And if she was younger, if it was 10 years ago, I could also see Katie Sackhoff being being the lead character.
Yeah.
Because I kind
of...
Did
you see the movie? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, did you see the movie The Hunt?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Is that
Have you seen
that's
the show Glow?
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
You're talking about Debbie Egan, Miss Liberty Bell, right? Yeah. Yeah.
I can kind of see her.
I can too. Yeah. I mean, it's just any tall. I'd like a taller blonde with short hair, and that's pretty much it, really. And I like the way I draw. I like having. I draw in kind of a 90s esque style, so I kind of like a lot. I don't draw round faces. I draw more, J. Scott Campbell type faces. No, but I like strong features like Mark Silvestri, or the way you could actually see jaw lines and cheekbones and stuff. And so when I see actresses on TV that are not your typical Instagram model looking actresses, I don't like actors or actresses in general to have perfect faces. Like, although I find like an actress like Margot Robbie, who in my opinion is like gorgeous, and I could watch, for 2 hours I could watch her read a phone book. But at the same time, I do like, when you're looking at comics, if the characters, or even in TV, if they have something that's a little unusual, like maybe their nose is a bit more European or long, or maybe they have a longer face, or maybe they have bigger eyes or something like that, I think that it gives it more of an anime, or more of an animated kind of look to them. And I don't like, and even when I see, like, when I'm a reader of comic books, I kind of like exaggeration a bit. I don't like photoreal anything, because it leaves me with the sense that, well, I could just be watching a movie, or I could just be looking at computer graphics that are perfect. I kind of like to see flaws, and I think and even like when I influenced by things growing up, in the 80s, when I first saw like my Eagle comic Judge Dredd's in my and I'm looking at the Brian Boland stuff in black and white and in color. Or going back to someone like Neil Adams or something, even though they're excellent artists, they still render things where you see exaggerated noses, or exaggerated faces, or exaggerated whatever. Or maybe that's just for me reading too many Mad magazines growing up. I don't know. You see things like that where I like if there's a little chin, or there's a little nose, or or to another Campbell, like a Bruce Campbell. You know, yeah, he's a handsome guy, but it's that big ass chin that makes you notice, you know, his face. And and there's actresses and actors the same way. I do like when the person is not generic. So if I was going to cast people in a comic book, whether it's an actual Marvel or DC or an Image or an independent, any Dark Horse or whatever made into a movie, or my own stuff, I think I just want your eyes to be drawn to someone on stage, on camera. And also, to be honest with you, if she was 20 years younger and she was available, and if they were making a movie out of Martial Law, I would cast Charlize Theron, because she has the physicality to do that, and you can get that just by watching Mad Max, or that new Netflix movie that's based on a comic, which I thought was amazing. I loved it. I want to see another one. Yeah.
Have you seen the commercial of Charlize Theron coming out of the water for like a perfume ad? She might be in her 40s or so, but she still looks like she's in her 20s, depending on how she's shot and how she's made.
And definitely, but the character in the particular thing I was talking about, she's probably 32. So, it is what it is, But
it's funny. I read somewhere that they approached Charlize Theron to be in the Wonder Woman movie, but not as Wonder Woman, as Wonder Woman's mom.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
Yeah, and she turned it down because she was just like,
good for her.
I'm really not that old.
Speaking of Charlize Theron, are you guys fans of Hancock? Have you ever seen Hancock?
Yeah. I haven't seen it in a while, but I like it. I think that's a superhero movie that's very underrated and never talked about a lot. I agree. That's a really solid film. And
he was like drunk loser Superman.
Yeah.
And then he had to have a character redemption arc.
But it's like, and it's tied to the Hawkman. The Hawkman, story of Hawkman, and it's also it's almost like it's like anything from the Eternals to Hawkman to anything. It's the whole idea that they're gods and they don't know they're gods, and well, she knows, but that whole. I thought the story was really and I don't know if it's based on a comic or anything, but I thought and so even better for a superhero themed film that kind of came out before superhero movies were a thing. I have that in my collection, and I go back and watch that, and it is a really good film.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I think it was Peter Berg. I think Peter Berg directed it.
That's exactly who did it. You are right. Yes, good.
Yeah, and Peter is awesome. Like, he did The Rundown.
Yep.
He knows how to direct action movies. Not only is he directing now, but I mean, he was an actor as well. And I always remembered him in the comedy movie, The Great White Hype. Right. And he was like the white boxer. He was hilarious. A lot of great stars in that movie. But yeah, no, Peter has been shifting to directing. Like, I almost felt like he was kind of on his way to doing what Jon Favreau did. Like Jon Favreau going from an actor to being a director and directing really good films and our action films or whatnot, So I think Peter Berg's there. But yeah. I mean, I think the reason Hancock's really not appreciated as much is that Will Smith is such a huge star that when they see Hancock, they're not thinking about the character Hancock. They just see Will Smith.
Right. It's and Will Smith is advertising it in a very odd way. They weren't exactly trying to advertise it as a dramatic action movie that is superhero oriented.
More of a comedy.
They were trying to put out a comedy. Yeah. And it was kind of like the movie The Frighteners with Michael J. Fox. Initial advertising on that. This is a comedy. This is a comedy. You go to watch that movie, and it's Peter fucking Jackson, and you're going, oh my God, this guy just got his head ripped off. There's blood squirting everywhere. I'm not laughing.
Oh, yeah, it's a murder mystery. It's a supernatural murder mystery, which is great. Which I'm glad that you mentioned that movie, because I'm like, I thought about the other day that movie, The Frighteners, I think would make for a great television series. You know, like you put that like on like HBO or even sci-fi. Like you have this paranormal investigator, and it's basically this guy who's able to talk to ghosts, you know, and he's like, you know, doing these things, like solving stuff like that. Like, you know, like it was such a great movie, and it's like one of those movies that you didn't expect Michael J. Fox to do, which is another reason why I love that movie even more, because I just felt like it was out of the box for Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, they just didn't know how to market
that. Get on that. Let's do a reboot.
yeah.
We need a reboot of Dark. We need a,
you know,
we need a Dark Man reboot while they're at it.
Yes. Yes, Darkman would be awesome. Sam Raimi, man, like I'm so happy that he's doing the Doctor Strange sequel. You know, like I really hope that after he does, you know, the sequel, that he's going to be able to, you know, get pulled in to do like more movies, and then like maybe he's got some more ideas. Like how also, I mean, like you had Evil Dead, right? And then like they kind of rebooted Evil Dead, and any iteration of Evil Dead now, Sam's going to be attached as a producer. So how cool would it be, like after Doctor Strange, they're like, hey, we're going to reboot, we're going to redo Darkman, and then Sam's like, cool, I'll be on as a producer, and you know, and then find like the right kind of like you know, actor directors to work on that movie. yeah. Like Rob wears the sunglasses because his future's bright, and he's got to.
Now waiting for casting on the Blues Brothers movies, y'all.
Yeah. But no, I totally agree with Hancock. Hancock's. I mean, I haven't seen it in forever. I mainly bought that movie and watched it. I supported it just because it was superhero related. There's all. It's strange, like all the different types of original ideas they tried to do with superheroes. Like I even watched the comedy, the My Super Ex-Girlfriend.
I was just about to bring that up. Throwing this shark into the dude's apartment.
Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, the shark. Oh god.
and all those movies were ahead of their time, because Hancock, whether it's Suicide Squad, whether it's Brightburn, whether it's anything that's anti-hero or this deconstruction of superhero, that The Boys, everything you see now, Hancock, Kick-Ass, you know, My Super Ex-Girlfriend, all of those things were a little bit ahead of the curve. And, you know, and it's good that they were, because probably if they came out now, they'd be like, oh, just another superhero movie. You know, it's one of those things. But I even have one that I have even one that James Gunn did. It has
Super? You're talking about Super, right?
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
Right, exactly.
You love the movie until it gets about 3/4 of the way through, and you go, "Oh my God, they fucking killed Robin."
Yeah, and I have to ask too, what was the movie that Nicolas Cage did where he played a superhero, but he was like a homeless guy?
Kick-Ass.
No, it's not Kick-Ass. It's Nicolas Cage is a star, the actual star of the movie, and he plays a superhero where he dresses up and I'm sorry, brain fart. It's not Nicolas Cage. It's Woody Harrelson. My bad.
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson has this movie, and I think Kat Dennings co-stars in it with him, and he pretty much he's a guy living in his boss or his brother's like garage, like his mechanic garage, and he makes these homemade the people that the characters in Kick-Ass that made their homemade suits look like Lucasfilm and Marvel compared to the stuff that Woody Harrelson had on, and he's he's fighting crimes, and the whole time he's just delusional. It's a whole Don Quixote. He's like, he's tilting at windmills the whole time. Yeah, it's all quixotic because I think even Kat Dennings is a prostitute, and he's helping her, or she's turning tricks to get drugs or whatever. But the point is, it's a whole Don Quixote as a superhero fighting crime, like organized crime, and it's Woody Harrelson. And it's bonkers, but a really strong original idea that, again, all those things ahead of their time, and now you catch these things on, like, I got my cable movie channels, like whether it's Stars or whether it's on some streaming or it's on Cinemax in the middle of the night. I see all these, one superhero film after one superhero film after another, and they're all deconstructing the iconic mythology that we all grew up with, that we first saw, whether it was Dark Knight or Watchmen or whatever. And they're really, really cool movies. And
I agree.
First question. I have two questions. First question. In that movie, and please excuse me for being a little superficial for a second, but in that movie, does Kat Dennings show skin? And number two, what is the name of that?
The first question about showing the skin, no, I didn't see any skin. And sorry, Rob. And then secondly, I forget the name of the movie, if that was your question.
I will look up Kat Dennings on IMDb.
She's going to be on. WandaVision, is she not?
Yeah, I heard she's going to be returning from her role
from Thor.
And no doubt she'll be in Love and Thunder too. So
maybe. I mean, Love and Thunder. I'll tell you what I'm really excited about, because I saw a picture recently of Chris Hemsworth jacked. The dude's playing Hulk Hogan in a Hulk Hogan biopic film.
Oh boy!
And I believe Netflix is making a movie. Yeah. Dude, Chris Hemsworth is going to make Hulk Hogan popular again. I swear to God, he is. He's going
to be more popular than the real Hulk Hogan.
You know what?
Hogan's going to be pissed about that.
Hulk Hogan popular again. Like, Hogan's going to be like, you'll see him like taking pictures, and he's like, "Oh, I love Chris Hemsworth, brother. I love Hemsworth. You want to go to Australia, brother?"
People might hate me for this thought, but a lot of people hated Ghostbusters. But if it wasn't for Ghostbusters, y'all wouldn't know that Hemsworth can be funny.
Hemsworth was hysterical in Ghostbusters, and he was also good in. I think did they make a remake of Vacation or something? And he played he was in Vacation.
It's not a remake. It's a sequel.
Oh, it's a sequel. That's right. It's
because they went to go visit Chevy Chase.
Right. Yeah. Right. And I know Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth plays a scene where his junk is down to his knees and hitting on the wife, and who I think is Christina Applegate in the movie. It's funny as hell.
Yeah.
But anyway. He was so funny in that movie. In Ghostbusters too. In Ghostbusters,
I liked him in the new Men in Black movie. He's like,
I did too. I didn't see, like, of course, I'm a hypocrite because I didn't go see it in the theaters to support it. But when I saw it later on HBO in the privacy of my own house, I was like, this isn't as bad as people were saying. It's.
I liked it better than Men in Black 2. Men in Black 2, I think, is still the weakest of the whole Men in Black movies.
I agree. I think people just are a little too harsh on entertainment. They don't. People that all they do is and this is my rant before I actually have to get off in a minute. But and it was great talking to you guys. But a rant I have about art in general is people that make music or comics or novels, or they make films, or they make your local car commercial. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that goes into creating anything. And the fact that people have nothing better to do than criticize it, it just, I don't understand. Like, if you don't like something, like if you invest your whole $7 to go see a movie, or you invest your whole $4.99 to buy the latest comic from DC or Marvel or myself or some indie comic label, and you're really disappointed with it, don't buy it again, or don't see it again, or don't. But why people need to go online, whether it's these a podcast like this one,
Right.
or their own thing, or Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or any of the internet. Why do they have to interject the idea that they think they're Siskel and Ebert or something? Why?
Attention whore.
I know, but why? The thing is that just like Jeff has this Nerdcast, this podcast, and he's talking to other people that love these kind of things. And I don't know about you guys, but I just want to talk about things I love.
Right.
I don't want to.
Right.
I don't want to talk about things I hate. And even those things that I do dislike, I'm not even gonna. I don't want them to occupy. I don't want them to take rent. They don't occupy space in my mind. I just want to talk about the things I like. There are hundreds of comic books out there that you couldn't pay me to read.
Right.
And there's movies out there and there's TV shows. But the truth of the matter is, I'm never going to mention them or talk about them because it doesn't do me any good. And to be honest with you, that comic book that I really despise, that I see every month at the comic book shop, or whether it's in a slab at a thing, and I'm like, what is the big freaking deal about this comic? To me, it's not a big deal, but maybe to one of you guys, it's your favorite thing in the world. And the truth of the matter is, why should I talk bad about something you guys like? It's like, I spent my life being a musician. Just because I'm in a band and I play like Led Zeppelin or AC/DC or whatever your generic rock fan guys like, that doesn't mean you have to talk bad about Britney Spears or Taylor Swift or whoever the pop person of them. Because guess what?
You don't need to
They write songs. They have real musicians playing on their records. Just like every movie or TV show that people go on and say, this is the worst piece of shit ever, and this is the worst thing. And you know what I love? I gotta say, guys, when a movie comes out like Wonder Woman or any movie that's coming out that was supposed to come out, when I go online and I see like pundits or like supposed experts, this is their comment. I have bad feelings about this movie, or I'm concerned or worried about it. They're talking like they paid for the movie or something. Like they're a Warner Brothers executive or a Disney executive or a Netflix executive, and I don't get it. What are you investing in this? Who the hell cares? Just go see the Batman, Robert Pattinson. Who the fuck cares? Either see it or don't see it, and just enjoy it for what it is. When I walked out of Tim Burton's Batman in 1989, I came out of the movie theater thinking, this is the best thing I ever seen in my life. 30 years later or whatever, I'm like, it's kind of, it's for what 1989 could do. Here's the deal, though. You either have entertainment or you have no entertainment. So go see Captain Marvel, go see Wonder Woman, go see Doctor Strange, go see whatever, and don't worry about what the writers or the directors or what the actors, don't worry that who they're voting for, or whether they're gay or not, or whether their son is gay or not. Who cares what they said on Twitter? They're not like, when I go see Chris Hemsworth in a movie, like, and I'm just using that or Jason Momoa, I'm seeing their character, Aquaman or Thor. I'm not seeing Chris Hemsworth. He's an actor and he's getting paid to lie to you. So just go enjoy the film and like go buy a comic book. It's like, and if you like to read, like, oh my God, Harry Potter, the series sucks, blah, whatever, you know what? Either don't see it. If you don't want to see it, you don't want to see Johnny Depp, you don't want to see Amber Heard, don't see them. But to like just go on and just Joker fan, same thing. Remember before Joker came out, this is going to be a hateful, inciting this movie and that movie. and it's going to be the most violent film you've ever seen. Like 4 people died in it. Spoiler, maybe 5. And like they were judging it and no one saw it. And how many movies of sci-fi and comic properties come out that no one gets to really enjoy, or they don't get to continue because everyone slams it before they've ever seen it because they're concerned about it. You know, honestly, like I'll tell you, the last movie I really saw in the real world before the pandemic was The Birds of Prey. And all I saw for 2 months before the movie, oh, it's a feminist movie and it's a man bashing movie and all this shit, blah, blah, blah. Like, and I went and saw it with my wife and my son, and I loved it. You know why? Yeah. Because I just wanted to see a comic book movie. I don't care about your viewer agenda, because let me tell you something. I think viewers have more agenda than the people that are writing it. If you think that having Rosie Perez wearing a T-shirt that says "I shaved my balls for this," if you think the writers of the movie or the director thought that there was no other intention by just making a funny T-shirt, you're crazy. I don't think there's a conspiracy in everything, especially comic book movies. They want to entertain you, they want to have fun, and they want to make money. And everybody said this is the worst movie, and it's an anti-man, feminist, bashing, whatever. And I didn't see any of that. And it wasn't even a girl. And I don't even think it was a girl empowerment movie. It was just fun. And maybe I saw a different movie. I don't know. You know?
Yeah, I think I agree with you 100%. I think what it is too is you have so many people, and I used to do this, and I got wise. I got wise because I always like to try to put myself in other people's shoes, their experiences, kind of like think how other people think. And when someone is like very enthusiastic, when they're very passionate about something, they will fight, and they will argue, they will defend it, and more importantly, they will try to conform other people who don't, especially people who don't like it, and they try to tell them this is why you should like it, or I'm convinced that like we're such good friends, or I know you, or we've had this discussion, like I'm convinced that maybe you were just having a bad day. It's like people have to get into the habit of just saying it's okay that somebody doesn't like something. It's okay that somebody doesn't like the same thing that you like, because I mean, you go around and around in arguments, and it's like, instead of just saying, okay, like I get into arguments with people about, I love, Zack Snyder Cut, I love, Batman v Superman. And so when people are bashing Batman v Superman, I'm like, okay,
Well, the thing is,
a lot of times people are expecting a fight, they're expecting a debate, and I've learned now to just say, okay.
Expectations that are the problem. Get rid of the expectations.
Exactly. Okay. Well, Rob, you said it right off the bat. Like when you create something, whether you're a musician, whether you're a playwright, whether you're a movie, you shouldn't be creating it for other people. I'm not doing my comic for any of you guys. If you guys happen to dig it, great. But I'm doing it for myself. Just like the true independent people that are outside the big two, even in comics, and even in Marvel, and even let's look at Disney and Warner Brothers. They're trying to appeal to audiences, or they're trying to get market share. But probably when the person wrote Hancock years ago, they weren't a part of either of those two studios. And they just made a movie because they liked the script, Peter Berg. And the point is that that's all you need, and it's like, you're not making a movie and that's the problem. When you go after an audience, you're always going to fail, because even when you're huge, and I'll even say this, like in Marvel's history, they took chances between Iron Man and Endgame. They built up a following, they built up whatever, they lucked out. At any time, that shit could have went sideways. Those Thor movies, which, by the way, I liked them, because here's what I even said about that. Even when Dark World came out, I'm like, either you can have a Thor movie or you don't have a Thor movie. That's the way I see it. It's like, and I think when you're older, when you remember how bad representations of the old Spider-Man TV show in the 70s, or the Hulk, when we actually first saw Thor, and he had, he was a Viking with fur on his shoulders fighting Lou Ferrigno. And the idea that the idea that when you watch the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk, which was like one of the most popular series on TV at the time, you only saw the Hulk for like 5 minutes. It was like Jaws, like with the Hulk. And the thing was, is that, let's face it, if you really enjoy characters like the Marvel characters, the DC, the Super Friends, which was the first iteration before you ever saw, the Zack Snyder stuff, the truth of the matter is that you either have it or you don't have it. So the thing is like, it doesn't matter whether it's The Mask or whether it's Barbed Wire or whether it's, any comic property. And I really went low there to go high, or to Endgame. There is a chance that people won't like it, or enough people won't like it that it doesn't get a follow-up. Whether it's Wonder Woman, the first one, or whether it's Captain Marvel, or whether it's Spider-Man or whatever, there are chances that look at Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, those two movies. Neither of them did well. Was it timing? Was it Andrew Garfield? Was it the way the movies were done? It doesn't matter. It just either it happens or it doesn't happen. But if your only goal in producing art is to get that audience, then you're a failure as an artist, in my opinion. Not a failure, but you're doing it for the wrong reasons. And here's getting back to my original thought, all the people that criticize whether it's a Zack Snyder movie or whether it's a Joss Whedon movie or whoever's making movies, the first thing they say is like, I'm really worried about it. Like you own Star Wars, or you own Marvel, or you own Warner Brothers. That's the first thing they say. I see podcasters that review stuff, and they're big. They have like millions of subscribers. They get on, they're like, we're really worried about Wonder Woman 1984. A lot of people are saying Wonder Woman 1984 looks terrible from the trailer. Or they actually bring up what's her face from Ghostbusters.
Right.
Because everyone hated Ghostbusters. So Kristen Wiig, how could she be Cheetah? Because it's a CGI character, and what are you worried about? That's like, I'm worried about Josh Brolin's portrayal of Thanos. It's like,
oh my God, this guy Chris Isaac's gonna dress up like Apocalypse, and he doesn't look like Apocalypse. He's a fucking purple dude from Egypt, man.
And Chris Isaacs had a great career singing in the 90s. So I don't know.
Sorry, guys.
Well, that's another thing. Oscar Isaac, all those people. I remember when Apocalypse, the X-Men movie, came out, and I was like, you know what? I just want to see Olivia Munn as Psylocke, and it was worth it just for that. I'm like,
I can see her as Vampirella too.
That's a good. Yeah. But the truth of the matter is, I don't know about you guys, but when I saw X-Men Apocalypse in the movie, and I saw X-Men Dark Phoenix in the movie, and Last Stand, and every X-Men movie every Fox movie that people criticize to hell and back, and Ghost Rider movies, you know what? I only paid like $7.50, $8, $9 maybe to see the film. I don't know why I would be so disappointed if it wasn't The Godfather 2. It's like, it's just a movie. Right. Just like if I'm gonna buy a comic book,
characters.
I got two comic books in my hand. I got this Strange Tales with Nick Fury as Shield and Doctor Strange. It's issue number 156 from 1966. Okay, and then at the same day, I bought a Green Lantern by Grant Morrison. Right. Okay.
Ooh.
Now, Liam Sharp. Now, the 1966 one, The Strange Tales, is more valued to me in reading and more enriching because of the Silver Age quality of it and everything. But you know what? There's nothing wrong with the new Green Lantern. But the thing is that I enjoy it. That doesn't mean any of you guys are going to like it, right. And that's the thing. It's there to consume if I want to consume it. So it's like, I got in an argument with a friend of mine that I went to high school with about Alan Moore and Grant Morrison.
Oh boy.
And I'm like, because I actually like both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy just can't stand Grant Morrison. And I'm like, I said to him, I said, dude, I said, are you sleeping with Grant Morrison or Alan Moore? Who cares?
Do you not like good stories?
And you know what the guy said to me? The guy's argument was, well, why do I need to read Grant Morrison when Warren Ellis is alive? And I'm like, what are you talking about? That's his argument to me. And again, I'm not derogatory toward my friend,
right.
but he actually,
you send him home, tell him he's drunk, and call you the next day when he's sobered up.
Well, the thing is, to me, he dislikes me because I read a lot of Grant Morrison stuff. So, I mean, because I gush over Grant Morrison's Justice League and Animal Man, and I also
that's why Grant Morrison was just JLA.
Not because of your political views or what you say, but because you read a person who writes fictional characters.
Right.
Okay, I'm done.
So that's it. But that's the thing is like that's what 2020 and our modern world of these phones makes people talk about. Like, I saw people like, when and speaking of Grant Morrison, talking about the new Flash movie they're working on before. Grant Morrison was working with the guy who plays the Flash for the script. Yeah. And then Warner Brothers. And then Warner Bros. Didn't like it, and that's fine. And the truth of the matter is, but who cares? Like, there was an uproar over that, and over the guy who plays him. Who cares? Because he punched some lady in a bar or something. Who cares? It's like there's a petition online trying to throw Amber Heard out of Warner Brothers. Aquaman 2. Who cares? Who cares? Let Johnny Depp be in the movie with her. Who cares? It's stupid.
Oh, I would love to see that shit.
That would be. They would literally shit on each other probably.
I would say it would be like back when Bruce Lee was in movies where they're like, just start shooting. Hatter. Just don't stop shooting. Just keep the cameras on them.
What did you ask, DC?
Which character would Depp be?
In the DC universe could Johnny Depp play? Dr. Fate?
Yeah. Which character couldn't he play, really? I mean, I think the DC universe is ripe with people that Johnny Depp could play.
Get Johnny Depp to play as Alfred.
I would love Rob Worst. Rob Worst, him playing Morpheus with just his Edward Scissorhand hair. That's it.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to get new wardrobe. He can just do the Edward Scissorhands and lose the claws.
Just throw on like a black robe and he's good.
Mm-hmm. I kind of wish that Tim Burton back in the day, like, had they done a younger Batman, like I think Johnny Depp would have made a good Bruce Wayne Batman. And
it would have maybe made a different trajectory in his career.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys realize? Do you guys talking about, not that it was a great movie, by the way, I'm not defending it, but you notice how George Clooney is never mentioned as ever even portraying Batman?
Oh yeah,
he apologizes for that.
He does.
I know, but like when you see memes and they show Val Kilmer and Michael Keaton, and then they go right to
Clooney.
No, they skip Clooney and they go.
They'll probably go right.
They go right to they go right to Christian Bale. They just skip Clooney altogether.
Oh yeah. We see. This is the problem I've always had with Warner Brothers.
I actually liked the Val Kilmer movie.
Yeah, I did too.
Batman Forever.
The Val Kilmer movie. I mean, Joel Schumacher. He's a great director. I love Lost Boys.
Yeah.
I remember even after Batman and Robin, like, Joel Schumacher wasn't getting a lot of work.
I think Joel Schumacher was high on cocaine when he did Batman and Robin.
I don't know if he was. I mean, according to Tony, it didn't sound like it, but
Rob met him in a Miami club. He knows.
You know him, Techno.
That's why Rob's got the sunglasses on in Miami right now.
Yeah, y'all into Led Zeppelin. I'm over here with Armin van Buren.
How do you pay for all those? That's how you pay for all those comics.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I remember working at Hollywood Video. That's how long ago this was. And there, I always like kind of like walk down the line and check out like what new releases, what movies they have there. And there was a movie called Tigerland, and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. And this was the up and coming actor Colin Farrell. Yeah. And so I was curious, like, oh, I wonder who directed it. And I look in the back of it, and I'm like, Joel Schumacher. So like, and when you look at this movie, it's very grainy. It's very like low budget, like independent film. And I'm like, wow, Joel Schumacher like went from doing like big blockbuster films to like having to do like, a character-driven independent film to kind of work his way back into like getting more work again. And like that's just goes to show you like how the industry works. And the sad thing is like, and I've always get upset with Warner Brothers because I don't know how these people get promoted. I don't know how they have the jobs and they're in charge. But like I remember what's his name? Chris O'Connell. He says like in the behind the scenes interviews about Batman and Robin, and he's like, they made up this word. And they were like, make Batman and Robin, make the movie, like all the different costumes, all the different, stuff, make the movie toy-etic, and this was like sort of like the downfall. Like, I mean, toys still sell, but they don't sell like they used to. It wasn't because like once video games came out, kids were buying video games, they were buying less action figures, less toys. But like, yeah, Batman and Robin had so many different toys. But that was the problem was they made a movie. It was a toy commercial. That's what the movie was.
Yep.
One giant long toy commercial. They didn't care about plot. They didn't care about story. They didn't care about character development or quality of the film. They were just like, hey, he's a superhero. Kids love superheroes. Kids love toys. Let's make, this movie toyetic, And so it's these stupid business decisions that these higher ups make. Like their whole motivation is always money. And when your motivation is money, the quality, I think, is going to suffer. And when the quality is bad, the audience just will, like they're not going to show up, or they just won't support it, So, lots of bad reviews. And then that was like the temporary death of Batman until Christian Bale, until Christopher Nolan and Christian Bale came along, and then they did this realistic take on Batman with really great writing, directing, and acting. So,
I have a good question. So, at what point do you think that producers told Tim Burton, "Hey, we need to sell toys for Batman"? Do you think that was before or after he filmed the scene with Michelle Pfeiffer licking Batman?
Well,
it was definitely
Michelle
after.
Pfeiffer looking Batman. That was Tim Burton. So, I mean, when you see the drastic change from Batman and Robin versus Batman Forever, like Batman and Robin was more colorful, and like the jokes and like it was just like I get what they were trying to do. I think they were just trying to do a modern version of the Adam West, Burt Ward Batman and Robin, and it's like how do you go from Tim Burton's Batman to like modern, Adam West, Burt Ward? Like that's, it was just crazy. It was crazy.
It felt like fun Batman on mescaline.
One of the things I appreciate Batman and Robin is John Dykstra did this visual effects. He did the special effects on that film, and he worked on the original Star Wars. And he worked on Battlestar Galactica. This guy, he worked on Spider-Man. Like this guy, is a master to special effects. And in the beginning of the movie, like I do like the scenes where the rocket, where Robin and Batman kind of are surfing. They're surfing down to Gotham.
If it was the only Batman movie that had ever been made, we would all be saying, "Oh, it's the greatest ever." But you see, you always compare it to
the movie that's a little darker, that's still comedic, a little bit acidy, but it's a lot darker. And they went, "No, you got to tone that shit down." They cut 30 minutes out of that movie. There's another version.
Batman and Robin?
Batman Forever. The second one.
Oh, Batman. Yeah.
Schumacher movie.
Well,
that's right, because they were talking about doing
release the Schumacher cut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to see that. I mean, that's the dude that did freaking Falling Down, where if you're over the age of 40, that is Joel Schumacher's best movie.
Yeah.
And a man.
Yeah, it's a
40,
great
over
movie.
40 and a man.
I mean, part of
What?
the reason that movie really works too is just because Michael Douglas, you know, he's a masterful actor. You know, he really kind of like in the 90s, he did such a great job, like, you know, 80s and 90s. One movie I actually like saw a preview of, because I haven't seen it in a while, was The American President. You know,
yeah.
and like Michael Douglas is just so great in that movie. You know.
Hey guys, it was a
And we have
pleasure
him in
being
Japan
on.
now.
See you later, Anthony.
It was a pleasure being on with you guys tonight, but I have to depart.
Yeah.
It was
I got
Good seeing
nice
see
you
you
meeting
later.
you. I'll hit you guys up on the Instas or whatever. And
All
I'm at Wild Mercury. I'm at Wild Mercury Comics.
Wild
Mercury Comics.
W-I, not
I'll look for
W-Y,
it.
right?
Wild Mercury Comics.
I'll send it to you, Rob. I'll send
Thanks,
it to
guys.
you. Yep.
Have a good one. Thanks, guys.
You
Good
too.
night.
See you later.
Thanks, man. Good night.
Well, I'm gonna call it before we end up going for 3 hours. I'm calling
it's
it.
fine.
Isn't tomorrow that 4-letter word that no one really wants to talk about? Work! Oh, shit. Don't die, people. Happy Thanksgiving!
Yeah. I'll see you guys later.
I'm off tomorrow, but I have my doctor